gotta get back to know you're Israelite. That's the main thing, that's ethnic, man. Because no matter how much that you think you're not, that's what you are in the eyes of the Edomites, even though they hide that.
If I can say, you got a lot of these second generation immigrants that go uni, right, and then the motherfucker will be straight up Moabite.
Yeah.
You ask, where are you from? Oh, I'm from England.
Yeah.
No, but where are you from? No, I'm from England. Well, you mean like my family line?
Right.
And I'm like, nigga, they don't look at you like that.
Right.
These so-called white people, they look at you like, you Jack, you Chinese. But you want to fit in with these so
Bro, it's better for him to say I'm from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
But I'm 2 generations, I'm Hong Kong. If they no, but it's like Jake, you gotta say, look, you gotta say, look, no, I'm not from here, man. You brought my ancestors here. You gotta get on that spirit with these devils, man.
Precept. This is Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3.
You gotta get in that spirit, ethnic spirit, brother. We're ethnic people, man.
12 tribes, yeah.
Hey, it's true, 'cause when you listen to that LBC and that, you have the interviews on the phone. Do you consider yourself British?
Right.
It's like a trick question. So if you say no,
So
that's
what
how
are
they
you?
go, so what are you then?
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't be here.
Oh, you're against us,
Yeah.
are you? That's how they're thinking. Oh, so you're not Edomites.
To get a British passport, you have to go through, I think it was life in the UK.
Naturalization.
Naturalization.
Is that when they ask you questions? How much sugar's in your tea and all that?
Yeah, how much sugar is in the tea? They ask you about certain kings in history that certain Edomites in England don't even know.
Yeah.
Bro, that Edomites in England don't know those kind of questions.
Oh, you have to sing the national anthem.
Yeah.
Hey, you have to sing the national anthem. God save the glorious Queen. Right.
But you know what that shows you though, yeah? Esau's got a setup where people can basically just amalgamate to any nationality. Like
Babylon.
He's created nationality, and then he's like, yeah, you can change it. So he's created nationalities. He can be like, yeah, you can be English today and French tomorrow. You can just wake up tomorrow. You can be whatever you want to be. You can go to Africa and be a Ghanaian tomorrow. Fuck it.
Hey, brother, America. What's America? A melting pot of the nation.
That's a business, man.
Yeah, but you got nation. You got like Chinese there. Let's say Chinese that's been there for a long time. Now they're American. They're like bare generations in America.
Yeah, they go
American.
watch football games and
Yeah,
shit.
they got the hats. They got the hats with the Duff beer. They got the straws.
Yankee.
Yeah, they're eating their hot dogs and all that. Yeah, I'm an American. But the guy is straight up from the Hong Kong Cao Chow region. You know what I mean? In a business suit. No, you're really a Moabite.
Yeah, that's
That's right, you're really a Moab. The Japanese that are over there that have been there for hundreds of years, you're really Ammonites. The so-called Negroes and Hispanics that have been there, you're the Israelites. No, you're all who you are biblically. Americans a new thing. It's confusion, it's Babylon.
That's right. Isaiah 25:7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations.
The veil that is spread over all nations, man. The Lord's gonna break down the covering cast. That's why when the Lord comes with his angels, man, he's gonna separate the goats from the sheep. Meaning that he's gonna separate the other nations, man, from Israel, man. Because Israel, at the end of the day, like we've been going into week upon week, is scattered amongst all these other nations, looking like the other nations. That's why there's confusion of faces. But the Lord's gonna have it to where his angels that know the seed, the spirit, they're gonna get Israel, man, and they elected Israel together, man. That's
right.
Sanctification and destroy the rest of these nations, man. Because the Lord, at the end of the day, is not. The Lord don't identify with British or West African, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, all the other 93 other countries that are on a faith, that are fucking, you know what I mean? Come on, man. We're dealing with, that's what we was trying to tell to that peon that came up earlier. I said, bro, we're dealing with biblical nationality, man. You come up here talking about color, we ain't dealing with that. Guys like to always talk about color, man, you know? No, bro. We all go back to certain biblical nationalities, man.
But bro, when you even color, people talk about color like the people on the earth are all different shades of the rainbow.
Right? Yeah.
But that's nonsense. No, people are either different shades of brown,
Right.
or they
got a curse on them.
of leprosy.
Yeah.
That's it,
That's
yeah.
because Esau's mingled with
That's all it. That's the only colours, really, yeah.
That's because Esau's mingled with the nations. That's why. When Esau got in the power, through him mingling with the nation's women, through him being in the rulership, the people got lighter and all that. Looking like Edomites more.
Right.
That's the purest form of looking like a so-called white man, looking like an Edomite.
Yeah.
Then you got people that are lighter shades, but they got melanin in them. Like you got among Israel, you got different shades of brown, man.
Exactly.
Among the Moabites, you got different shades of brown. You got dark-skinned Moabites, man. Hey, East India, how come they don't call Sri Lankans black people? Them guys are dark as hell.
Right.
But they don't call themselves. They don't call them black people. But they
Right.
call. But that shows you the white man's playing tricks on you Israelites, calling you black. You're really
you
different shades of brown. Why don't they call them Sri Lankan people black?
It's witchcraft, bro.
It's witchcraft.
It's witchcraft. Because those Sri Lankan people I used to work with, they call me black. But one day I said to the guy, I said, bro, who's darker, me or you? They go, you just went like that. He didn't answer the question, man.
Brother.
Bro, he was dark as fuck, bro.
They're dark as hell.
They-
But they're not classified as black. You gotta think about that.
Stupid, man.
It's witchcraft, bro.
It's a byword. It's not no. They're not actually saying it because you're dark skin. Because you're a byword. Because you're an Israelite.
When you actually challenge them,
Curses.
bro,
Curses.
That's just what it goes back to.
Hey, you're either
it don't make sense. You're like, oh shit, bro.
people are different shades of brown, or they've got the curse of leprosy.
That's it.
That's simple as that.
That's it. That's what it
Which
is.
the curse of leprosy, for people that don't know, is to look like curse of leprosy is to look like a so-called white man. That's the curse of leprosy.
Right. Hey, when the Lord comes back, hey, remember, the Lord said he was going to separate the tares from the wheat, right? Because you even got chocolate-covered Edomites, right? So the Lord is literally he's going to do that separated, man.
Exactly.
You know?
And
so,
we see this.
that shows you that it ain't about color.
It's about your seed.
It's about your, exactly. You know?
Yeah, you could be a dark Edomite.
Yeah.
Very dark Edomite. We've seen them. They
Yeah.
go to camp. With that off spirit. You got black Edomites out there, huh?
Wait, we've got something. Let me get this.
This is
Crazy, but it's true.
13 verse 7. But if the scab spread much abroad in the skin, after that he had been seen of the priest for his cleansing, he shall be seen of the priest again. And if the priest see that, behold, the scab spreadeth in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean as a leprosy. When the plague of leprosy is in a man, then shall it be brought unto the priest. And the priest shall see him, and behold, if the rising be white in the skin, and they have turned the hair white, and there be quick raw flesh in the rising, it is an old leprosy in the skin of his flesh. And the priest shall pronounce him unclean, and shall not shut him up, for he is unclean. And if a leprosy break out abroad in the skin, and the leprosy cover all the skin of him that have the plague, from his head even to his foot,
Which is what is your so-called modern day so-called white people, because they have the plague of leprosy, a lack of melanin in their skin. Now, melanin
why they look the way they look.
That's why they look the way they look. Now, melanin is important, but it's not about no melanation, power of the melanation, or no black people, no black power. But you know, they will take that,
Yeah.
the power, the empoweration of the melanation, and you know what I mean, all of that. Like, it's not about that. It's about being an Israelite at the end of the day. But melanin is a blessing. There's Israelites without melanin, to put that into context. But what you gotta understand is that if the whole skin from the head to the foot is basically lacking melanin, it's a clean leprosy. So you got a bunch of clean lepers out here calling themselves so-called white people ruling the world, which shows you how fucked up this place is, bro. The cursed people in the Bible, like you know, lepers back in the ancient world was shunned. You was a leper, you was out there, just out and about. Now they're
Miriam,
here,
yeah.
Hey, there's
all them
certain-
business views telling you what to do in your job.
Yeah, there's certain parts in Africa, man, where Africa and that. There's certain parts where if the guy's got, is it Tanzania? Where if they got leprosy and that, they're like basically hunted by the witches.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah.
Albinos.
albino,
Albinos, yeah.
which albino is basically a
Leprosy,
leper. But then the albino looks like, you can see that they're jakes.
The
But
features, yeah.
they got no melanin in them.
It's more severe to the point where they can't go outside and stay
They can't go out, their eyes are fucked
Yeah.
and all that. Then basically,
their rods and their arms and that.
yeah, but albinos are not clean lepers.
Right.
Like an Edomite is clean because he can, you know, clean leper, so to speak. But albinos in Africa, they get hunted because of the way they look. And that was what was happening to Esau, man, in Genesis. They get hunted and their arms and fingers for like ceremonies and all that.
But guess who's going over there to protect them?
Esau, yeah. Well, Esau exalts that because there's that model bird with all that leprosy. What's her name?
Yeah.
Winnie Harlow.
And she's like, oh, she's so gorgeous. The bitch has got the plague of leprosy coming off her. It looks hideous.
On her face.
It's all like
Yeah.
coming off there and all that. But you know, some weird Edomite with money is popping that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But then you know the wickedness in our people, because I've seen the so-called black woman like she is so beautiful. She's embracing herself. She
That
got
is
leprosy, man. She got cursed by the Lord, man.
If I can add,
That's leprosy breaking out on her skin.
That's Winnie Harlow right
Now,
there, man.
if that fully covered her, guess what she's gonna look like? A white broad.
if I
So
can say,
cool. Sorry, brother. Go on. Sorry,
So I
brother.
was going to say the Lord's hilarious though. The Lord's giving Esau the power and the fatness of the earth at this point in time where Esau can travel the world. But whenever he travels, he gets sunburned.
You get sunburned, man.
He gets sunburned, spends his days in the fucking hotel room because he's got some some burns on his body and he can't do shit. But then he's gonna say he's the epitome of beauty. Yeah.
I ain't gonna bring it out.
So that's the point. The point
I mean, I
is
did the
the
video,
people
right?
ain't all spectrums of the rainbow. You either look like you either look like a biblical leper or you got different shades of brown. That's what it is. All that black, white, mongoloid, that's all witchcraft,
yeah.
man.
Hey, it's funny if I could just add on that Winnie Harlow.
Yeah.
It's a nomen omen because the meaning of her name, it says fair one, white and smooth. So the Lord,
bad.
the Lord's deep like that, man. He'll give, you know,
And
and that's
really, you're not meant to touch them, man.
exactly contagious.
Contagious,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You got Edomite, some Roman was popping that.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, it's a good point you made because when you got leprosy at the house, you're supposed to tear if it gets too bad, you're supposed to tear the whole house down. Yeah.
Because it fucking molds everywhere. innit?
Yeah. And you see that in them houses we have here, right? You have a little bit of mold, and
Yeah.
before you know it, it's all over the damn house.
All over the walls, bro.
Hey, and showing you that it was a condition, medical condition. You have to go to the priest. He has to check you out and see
Yeah.
how bad it is.
How bad,
You
yeah.
got to come back tomorrow. You got to go for them appointments.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
check
and then,
it.
like, the priest has the power to say you got to go.
Yeah, but what
You
does
gotta
Esau? Does Esau even diagnose that now?
You don't.
No, in this society, does he even diagnose that? You know, if that's breaking out, he don't even have the answers for it, man.
Right. Well, then he'd have to expose himself.
Exactly.
That's why he doesn't.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't do that. That's why it's not even down as a condition, because he has to cover it up because he is a leper. You see?
So they call it Hansen's disease.
Yeah,
Hansen's
right.
Yeah, so
But
which are
then-
deceiving.
Done. But then they'll have them, them Bible movies, and they'll show you like a leper is someone that's got all the scabs and shit.
Oh,
They got the hoods over them, and they're coming out the caves, and they're like, they're all broken and
And then
shit.
the priest
and
is-
Charlton Heston's
Yeah,
there.
the biblical people are white.
Right,
But then the guy with the leopard
Right.
patchy or whatever.
But he's a leper though.
But the biblical people are Moses and them are Charlton Heston.
Numbers. Did you have more in that? Yeah, more in it.
It's a joke, but we woke up to this joke.
Right.
We woke up to
The
this
jig
joke.
is up.
The jig is up, man, on you Edomites.
Back in verse 12. And if a leprosy break out,
And that's another thing with Jake. Jake has been taught that you're not handsome, No, Jake are the epitome of what beauty is, man. These women dig Jake, man. The only reason why you think these women don't want to fuck with Jake? Of course they do, but the only reason we're fucked up is because we're in slavery, bro. But Jake is the epitome of what a man is. You got to have woolly hair and afro, that's a royal thing, man. To have dark flesh, that's royal, man. You got niggas, you're blick, fam. Or
Yeah.
weirdo niggas, man. You weirdos, man.
It's funny, Brent, because I was speaking with this brother earlier on, before we started the camp. You get these posh Beckies from out in the country. They'll come to London just to deal with some nigger on the weekend, man, and then go back to their husband back in Chester or something.
Yeah, you like in Malcolm X's autobiography, man. He used to drive in Harlem, yeah, and he used to drive for like white women and pick up like Jakes that they wanted to pop for a madam that he worked for or whatever, yeah. And they said, nah, I want the darkest Jake to pop me in it, basically. That's what they're into. But then you have Jakes with dark skin looking down on their own flesh because you've been taught that you are nothing. Huh?
when the rich women go to Gambia.
They go Gambia, they go to the West Coast to deal with Jake.
Yeah.
But then you have Jakes with dark skin looking down on themselves. You gotta look up, you gotta look to yourself like I'm royal, man. I'm an Israelite.
And you got protection from the sun. What's wrong with that, man? Hey, that's a blessing. You know, to have no melanin, that's really a curse, man. You ain't got no protection from them rays, man. Then you get the sun, then you see the skin start to peel.
No, but the sun makes us stronger, man.
Exactly.
Like
man.
Superman.
Oh, you know?
But they got Superman as a fucking
Right.
Edomite.
Right,
But Superman's an Israelite.
Right.
That's why the sun hits him, he gets stronger with the sun, man.
Hey, the dark-skinned Jake, man, that was made in the image of the Father, man. In the heavens, man. The angels look like that. Yahweh Shai looks like that.
Exactly.
The Most High looks like that.
But then they put up Yahweh Shai as being a leper. Come on, man.
You gotta pay for that.
blasphemy. You gotta pay for that, man. You must pay for that, man. You damn devil, man. Cover the faces of the judges.
says?
Let me finish that, bro.
And it says, then the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him clean that have the plague. It is turned all white, he is clean.
So hey, at the end of the day, these people, these Edomites are inferior, man. The Bible proves it, man. It's biblically proven. Yeah? And that, hey, the Bible stands to testament, man. Above all the Esau Edom science. Because the Esau Edom, at the end of the day, these Edomites, they don't have really any science based on facts. They just have theories. That's all Edomites deal with. You listen to any so-called well-known Edomite scientists, they never have any proven facts. It's just a theory. Oh yeah, well the Earth could be 2,300,000 and something years. How do you prove that? Well, you know, the sediment from the rock. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of answer they're gonna give you.
They're bullshit.
They're bare bullshit. They just don't have no proof, man.
Telling you, bro.
According to the Bible, the Earth ain't older than more than a good maybe 7,000 roughly years. Because at the end of the day, and you can prove that because at the end of the day, you've got records of man, and then you also got the book of Genesis that explains that the Most High took a certain amount of time to create the earth. Read in Peter where it says one day of the Lord is like 1,000 years to man, and you piece it together and you know roughly how old the earth is.
12, about 7,000.
Oh, that's how you know Esau's a fucking... Esau's a weirdo.
7,000. Creation was 7,000 to like you got about what 5,000.
When they say the non-history of man, before the history of man, around
So about
6,000.
5,000, 6,000.
And it actually matches up somewhat with circular history, man. When you actually go through them time graphs online, it actually adds up, man. So I don't know what Esau talking about, 5.64 billion
Trillion years of
trillion years.
How the fuck do you know that, man?
So if there was trillion years, if there's a trillions of years, there's history that we don't even know about, bro.
That's bare history.
That's part of hiding that lie about the whole caveman thing. And they want you to think that was years ago, way back when.
Bro, that was like 1,000 evolution. Bro, that was just prior to the Renaissance, man. They were really in slavery. Meaning they were in. Esau was up in. Jake was putting him in certain things and that. You know, he was around, but as a most part, they were at the bottom, man. And their dwelling habitation was the caves, man. Because Esau wasn't always in the caves. That was like in that period. Esau wasn't always in the caves, you know. Esau was upright at one point, man. But he was just a devil, isn't it?
Upright devil.
He's an upright devil, bro.
Yeah.
But in the caves was when he just got a base, man.
I got that, Job.
Yeah, brother, man. Yeah, man.
This is Job chapter 30, verse. I'm gonna start from 3. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat.
You Edomites are the basis of men, and we're out here to tell you that. In fact, you still hold Zechariah 14 and 12, Baba Kashar. Because the Lord's got a great judgment for you Edomites. Because at the end of the day, man, an Edomite is the worst thing you could be on the planet Earth. Wicked. It's the worst thing you could be, man. Because I'm telling you, like we always say, the rats, the rodents, pigs, like scorpions, they're all gonna have a purpose in the kingdom of heaven. They're all gonna have their little dwelling places. They're all gonna be good. But Edomites, man, Edomites are gonna be done away with. You're the one creation that the Lord just doesn't want on the face of the planet Earth, man.
Indignation forever.
Indignation forever, man.
It's better to be a cockroach than an Edomite.
Real talk, yeah.
Because they like, there was 39. I believe Sirach 39 scriptures talk about how the Lord's basically made everything with a purpose.
Right.
Like you can look at a snake. Snakes are good.
They're in order.
Yeah, they do what snakes do.
Yeah. Hey, and snakes know their boundaries. They ain't gonna go into like you ain't gonna see snakes just on the road in the city center just slithering around like you know what I mean? But Edomites don't, man. An Edomite will take a piece of land and they ain't cool with it. It's like, nah, fuck it, I must have more. You know what I mean? You see them in Australia, then they're in the Antarctica and that. Next thing you know, they want to go to Mars and fuck with ET. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like these,
And it's
That's how you know when no talking snake in Genesis.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's right,
That
man.
was the devil, so to
Hey, you gotta show me that snake now. Where's that snake at? That's a good snake.
Boss says a black woman's gonna talk to a snake.
And it says they were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the
And that's the
valleys.
so-called Jews, man. You see these so-called Jews, bro? Hey, there was an article. They were saying they don't feel safe in London because of the amount of anti-Semitism that there is. You know what I mean? These so-called Jews talking about, they feel like
liars, isn't it?
England's becoming an anti-Semitic country and they feel like they need to migrate. Hey, man.
They're liars, man.
Bro.
But then you got Jakes getting killed every day here in England by the cops and that.
Yeah.
But then Jake ain't got no might in their hand. But them devils, they got might in their hand. They got everything bowed to their whim. But then you have Jake believing, yeah, them Jews are oppressed. You Negroes need to wake the fuck up, man.
Hey, but if they're the real Jews, what are they doing in the UK in front of more Muslims, man?
Right,
They should be enjoying Israel.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Hey,
They're really Edomites because they fulfill the prophecy because Esau dwelling was the fatness of the earth.
they're
And it
launching
says-
rockets at Gaza and they're getting it back. That's what it is.
Yep. And it says they cried after them as after a thief because everything, like the elder Rakar always brings it out that Esau's history, when you look at the great men in his history, they're all thieves. What great men in Esau's history are really valiant men, like men that are written down as God-fearing, valiant men. No, they were all rapers, robbers, pedophiles.
Columbus, spirit, yeah.
Marcus Crassus,
Alexander.
Julius Caesar, Alexander. They were all weirdos, man.
Look what they done to Pocahontas, man. They fucked her up, gangbanged her, and they're trying to make a Disney movie out of it afterwards, man. Esau's a devil, man. He's a damn devil.
Exactly. So your history is full of people of liars, man. Your noblemen are all deceivers, murderers, and you're being brought up on that now because now's your time of judgment. But when you look at Israel's noblemen, even though the medieval was all wicked, medieval was wicked, but you had like that's like godly noblemen. You know, like you had Richard the Lion-Hearted, men that like had his valiant stories and that. You know, even though they were demons, the Vikings, you know, but they were more noble than the Edomite. Like them guys, if you watch the Roman Empire, they're all snakes. All they did was stab each other for high positions, man.
Yeah.
Constantly, I want that fucking pot of gold.
Well,
That's the spirit of Esau.
Didn't Julius Caesar get stabbed over like 20 times?
Yeah, but Julius Caesar, you know what? Julius Caesar got done in the Senate.
Yeah,
Like,
the
but
Senate.
that's
Yeah.
like Parliament.
He got dumped
They
off.
were all stabbing him in Parliament.
Yeah.
He must have been a real demon. Everyone, you never gave me my reforms.
Yeah.
You never helped the schools. And he was left with bare knives in him. That's known. You never, innit? You never buffed up my trust fund account. And that's what they did to him.
But Kenan, you was talking about them Vikings and all of that and how they behave, and you was talking about Romans and how they behave. And I believe you made the point before about who acts like that to these days.
Exactly.
Right, the so-called, them Swedes, they don't go around just barging into...
Bro, most of them sweet. I'm sorry, brother. Come on, brother.
No,
I'm sorry, brother.
they don't go around barging, being all boisterous. They're soft. Oh, yes.
Because you got Esau there.
Right, where? Because they're Edomites, man. But who behaves like that today, man? Who goes around just they all doing nigger shit. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, they're ultimate niggas, man.
Yeah, them fuckers doing nigger shit, man.
Yeah.
Because you know it's funny because when it's like the people you are resembles the spirit of you today, and the spirit of the Vikings that don't match those fucking people in Sweden today. Now you got Jake's over there, but the majority you got Esau's there. That's why the face of the world is Esau. So them guys don't behave. No, they're into tech and they're all wimpy and shit.
You know what?
But then you see them fucking yardies, them slim ass yardies, barely a food to eat. Yo, gal for joke and all that. You know they behave like that. Yo, murder that youth. You know they like that's what they're on. Like that, you have that, I'm sorry, brother. You have that demon Tommy Lee Sparta. And one of his songs, all he said is cop him up, chop him up, cop him up, and all that. That's them Vikings, man.
Yeah, what did Jake say? No, let's ride out.
That's them Israelites. That's Israel, sorry, bro.
I was gonna say every
the
time.
people you are resembles you in the spirit today. Like today, the so-called white man who play everyone. Go on, say what you're saying, brother. Because he'll play everyone in history, but it's not him. What resembles him is Rome and Greece.
Right. And if you notice, he wants to be everybody but the so-called white. He wants to be everyone but an Edomite.
Yeah.
He doesn't ever do it. He got documentary on everything on life.
But an
You know, but the Edomites.
Yeah, like
Why don't he do a documentary on them?
Yeah, like if they make a film on King James,
Right.
guess who's gonna play him? Some Edomite. If they make a film on the Christian noblemen, what they do, the knights, they're all Edomites in the movies, man.
Yeah.
But it really, when you have to know that they were so-called black men, man. When you watch Spartacus and his rebellion was so-called black men, Israelites.
Right.
Which is why we're gonna destroy you Edomites, because not only have you fucked Jacob in the physical, you taken away Jake's nobility, man. You taken away our understanding of who we are, which is why the Yahweh is gonna give it to us in our power to do the utmost to. Let's bring out the Zechariah book of the shop, but we've been holding that for
So
a
they
minute.
cried after them as after a thief, meaning that he's a thief. He steals everything, and not just that he steals, but he lies on the history.
And not only does he steal physical possessions, he's stealing nationalities, he's stealing ways of life.
Job
Like,
9.
he's stolen the fact that he's stolen the whole, he's still stolen nationality. You go to a bank and you take a fake passport, trying to withdraw from an account, which is off anyway, because that's, you know, but you do that, he's still gonna lock you up. And you know these Edomites as well, they're vindictive, bro. Don't make me feel like you're the wickedest thing on the face of the planet Earth. Like, criminals don't get, they'll throw you in a prison cell, they'll feed you some slop, criminals don't get food, they just get slop. You Edomites are gonna get fucked up. Fucked up, man. Hey, from the greatest to the least of you, man. Go on.
Micah chapter 2 verse 2. And they cover fields and take them by violence.
Take them by violence. Look at Alexander the Great. When he came into power, like all of the other nations, Babylon had a great empire. The Medo-Persians had like 127 provinces. They were massive empires, but when you had Alexander the Great, the guy just kept on going. He just went into territories that he didn't even know nothing about. Like, he didn't know what was going to be there. He didn't know who was dwelling there. He was like, nah, fuck it, I just got to conquer. I just got to keep conquering. He just kept on going and going and going. Rome, bro. Rome at one point, you had the Roman Empire stretched into Northern Africa and shit. What the fuck you got Edomites up in there for? What you doing there? Like, what's going on? You know? But you guys, and then even in this society now, bro, Esau Edom has taken over the whole earth. And if he's not there, he's got satellites watching over the shit. He's got laser guns in space and missiles ready to launch. Because this man is the devil. He's inhabited the whole entire earth. Hey,
Military
man.
programs.
Hey, there ain't no
They were
such thing as
satisfied,
hell.
didn't
I guarantee you, if hell was the actual place under the earth, Esau will be there right now with Satan, trying to conquer Satan, talking about, yeah, they've got weapons of mass destruction and we got to take them out. That's the kind of shit Esau be there.
Smooth and butter, man. Smooth and butter, man.
And houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
That's right, even a man in his heritage, bro. Not only has Esau stolen our nationality, he's stolen our nationality, he's stolen our goods, he's stolen everything that J. Cole dare, man. This man's got to go. This man is going to be destroyed by Yahweh, you know, when the time comes. Bring that out, bro. Zechariah 14.
This is Zechariah 12, yeah? Chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that are fought against Jerusalem.
Now, what's that plague talking about? That plague talking about the ICBMs, man. Hey, and if you get anywhere near a fire, it might be a domestic fire on your stove. If you ever get burned by an iron, bro, that shit is not nice, man. Now, imagine that feeling, but on your whole body, like intense, a heat more intense than blue flame heat, bro. That you don't want to go through that, man.
Yeah.
You don't want to go through that.
Well, I went on Google, and I don't know how accurate it is, but apparently they say that the nuke's temperature is 100 million degrees Celsius.
Fucking
Which
hell.
when you look up the temperature which they say of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they were saying it was around 6,000, and that was hot enough to leave shadows on the ground.
Fuck,
So
bro.
imagine a nuke.
Bro.
Hey, that's the weapons of the Lord's army, man.
Bro, I don't want to be around when that happens.
You know?
It's ridiculous,
Bro,
bro.
none of us brothers do. That's why through the fear of the Lord we persuade men. That's why through rain, sleet, hail, or snow, it could be snowing brothers are still out here. Because, bro, what would a man rather prefer, bro? You catch a cold from some snow or get burnt. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta do the Lord's work, man. Stay consistent, man.
This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. So pretty much, man, it says fervent heat. The elements are going to get melted down. That's the kind of heat it's going to be. Everything's going to get burnt up. All the works that are here are going to get burnt up, man. That's how fervent that heat's going to be, man. So when the brother was bringing it out, well, the scriptures say that, man, how fervent that heat's going to be. You know, we don't know exactly how hot, but we know that the Lord's had it where that thermonuclear fire is going to be a great destruction, man.
Yeah, man.
You know?
And the beautiful thing is that everything out here is going to be destroyed. Nothing's going to be left. So really, you're not supposed to be trying to, like, you got to do what you got to
in
do
the
to
land of
survive.
America.
Can't, the land of America, everything in the land of America is going to be
wiped
destroyed,
out.
man. Hey, these major cities, but don't think the Lord's going to leave major cities untouched. You're not going to have it to where London's still standing. You're not going to have Paris with the Eiffel Tower still there when the kingdom of heaven's established. All of these major cities, man, these major strongholds are going to be destroyed, man. Yeah? Utterly, man. Go on, bro, continue with that, Zechariah.
Back in Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. And it says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that are fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they will stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
Basically, the Lord's going to obliterate you people, man. Anyone that comes up against the children of Israel, man. Hey, and also on this side, the 2/3 of our people that join hand in hand with the wicked, the Lord's going to roll over you, man. What you got to understand is that the Lord is calling an elect group of men, man. His 144,000, the 1/3, man. The Lord ain't coming here to persuade you, to evangelize to you, to try and persuade you into coming to this truth. It's either you accept him or you don't. But if you choose not to accept the Lord, then Yahweh is going to destroy you.
I got a precept for you, bro.
Go on.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.